U.S. citizens are detained in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Pyongyang said the two men will be put on trial for committing crimes against the state. The Associated Press senior video journalist Rafael Wober reports.
From Pyongyang here, it's a familiar situation, I'm afraid to say. Over the past 12, 14 years in this century, there are about 9 cases like this where U.S. citizens have been detained here in the DPRK, and recently they seem to have been increasing. The case this time, the news that came out from the state news agency here today, is not entirely uncommon when looking back at how these cases have been treated in the past. It's full of uncertainty. The report from the KCNA said today that they have been, the suspected hostile acts have been confirmed and that they're preparing to go to court. But we've seen previous cases of Americans detained here end before they get to court. If, like last year, the last of these cases of an American detained here, the veteran of the Korean War, Merrill Newman, that's back last autumn, ended up making an apology and leaving the country, being sent out of North Korea before ever having to face any trial or legal proceedings. And going back over the years, there have been numerous cases, well, perhaps 4 out of the 9 cases this century where senior Americans turn up, like former President Bill Clinton, former President Jimmy Carter, to basically rescue Americans who have been detained here. So the final outcome, what's going to happen to these 2 tourists, is not at all clear. The fact that the DPRK authorities have seen fit to put out a statement to the outside world today saying that they're preparing court proceedings is far from the end of the story. And also it's a day when there's been a lot else going on the Korean Peninsula.